Minesweeper. Minesweeper is the quintessential logic puzzle of the Windows era, serving as a masterclass in risk management and probability. At its core, the game challenges players to clear a minefield by deducing the locations of hidden explosives based on numerical clues. Each digit represents how many mines are adjacent to that specific square, forcing the player to weigh mathematical certainty against the danger of a fatal click. It transformed the simple act of clicking into a high-stakes analytical exercise, teaching generations of users about deductive reasoning and spatial awareness. While seemingly simple, Minesweeper's difficulty scales exponentially with the grid size, demanding intense focus and calm under pressure. It remains the ultimate test of a user's ability to maintain composure while navigating a field where a single mistake results in an immediate, explosive failure. Purble Place. Purble Place is a vibrant, multi-layered collection of casual games that served as the primary digital playground for younger Windows users. It introduced players to basic mechanical patterns, memory matching, and spatial sequencing through 3 distinct activities: Purble Pairs, Comfy Cakes, and Purble Shop. Each minigame taught essential cognitive skills, such as pattern recognition, resource management, and order fulfillment, wrapped in a colorful and welcoming interface. It was more than just a pastime. It functioned as an early educational tool that helped develop hand-eye coordination and logical progression. By gamifying routine tasks, like organizing patterns or assembling cakes on a conveyor belt, it taught users how to handle complex constraints in a low-stakes, creative environment, making it a cornerstone of the nostalgic Windows gaming experience for countless children. Pinball. Pinball, specifically 3D pinball. Space Cadet stands as the pinnacle of physics-based arcade entertainment on the Windows platform. It turned the computer screen into a frantic, high-speed battleground where the objective was to manipulate the momentum of a steel ball to hit targets, navigate ramps, and trigger complex scoring multipliers. The game demanded extraordinary reflexes, timing, and a deep understanding of angular trajectory. Every flip was a calculation of speed, friction, and gravity, requiring the player to anticipate the ball's behavior in real time. It was a digital adaptation of a classic mechanical tradition, pushing the limits of the OS's ability to handle rapid, continuous motion and collision detection. For millions, the high-score chase in the space-themed arena became the ultimate benchmark of skill, rewarding those who could master the chaos of the machine. Solitaire. Solitaire is perhaps the most iconic time killer in the history of personal computing, acting as the bridge between traditional card games and digital accessibility. Its primary function was to teach users the fundamental mechanics of the Windows interface: clicking, dragging, and dropping items across the screen. By digitizing the patience-based card game, it made the concept of user interaction feel natural and addictive. The game operates on simple rules, arranging cards in descending order by alternating colors, but the hidden complexity of luck and strategic column management made it endlessly replayable. It was the original low-stress productivity break, training users to manipulate digital objects with precision. Its ubiquity across every version of Windows cemented it as the definitive software for leisure, demonstrating how a simple, well-designed game could define the relationship between a user and their machine. Hearts represents the transition of Windows gaming into the realm of social strategy and competitive logic. Unlike the solitary experience of other games, Hearts introduced users to a cutthroat environment where they had to play against computer-controlled opponents, each governed by specific algorithmic personalities. The objective was to avoid taking cards, particularly the dreaded Queen of Spades and all heart-suited cards, requiring players to track card distributions, calculate potential point accumulation, and execute tactical blunders to force opponents into losing positions. It was an exercise in risk assessment and psychological manipulation. By mastering the game, players learned how to predict outcomes and manage long-term consequences. It remains a classic study in defensive play, proving that Windows gaming was capable of delivering deep, rule-bound challenges that required both foresight and strategic adaptation to master. Chess Titans. Chess Titans elevated the Windows gaming suite into the realm of high-end simulation, offering a visually sophisticated and intellectually taxing chess engine. It moved beyond simple 2D representation, providing a fully rendered 3D board that challenged the player's ability to visualize depth and strategy in a digital space. The engine was designed to offer varying levels of intelligence, catering to everyone from absolute beginners to advanced tacticians who demanded a high-level challenge. Playing chess titans was an intensive exercise in spatial reasoning, forward-looking analysis, and counter tactics. Every move required evaluating potential board states several steps ahead, making it the most mentally demanding game in the Windows library. It brought the rigor of Grandmaster-level chess to the desktop, forcing players to confront their own tactical errors in an unforgiving, turn-based environment. Spider is the evolution of classic card strategy, introducing a higher tier of difficulty and cognitive overhead compared to its predecessors. By requiring the user to clear multiple suits across several columns, it forced a deeper level of planning and sequence management. Each move had to be carefully calculated to reveal hidden cards while preventing the board from becoming hopelessly jammed. It is a game of patience and long-term organization, where the player must constantly weigh short-term gains against the structural integrity of the entire card layout. Spider demands excellent memory and the ability to visualize multiple potential paths to success. It is the definitive thinking person's card game, transforming the simple mechanic of stacking cards into a complex puzzle that rewards those who can maintain a methodical, strategic overview of the entire playfield. FreeCell stands out as the ultimate logic-driven variant of Solitaire, where randomness is stripped away in favor of near-perfect information. Unlike other card games that rely heavily on the luck of the draw, FreeCell is almost entirely solvable, provided the player utilizes the 4 free cells effectively to manipulate the board. It is an exercise in resource management and constraint optimization. Players must decide when to use a cell to temporarily store a card and when to commit to a column, creating a tension between mobility and progress. It is widely considered a high-level test of logical planning, where a single poor placement can lead to an unwinnable state. For those who seek a challenge defined by intelligence rather than chance, FreeCell serves as the ultimate digital board, demanding meticulous foresight and precision at every step of the process.